Everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I haven't done a video in a while, so I'll be doing a video today about something that I've noticed on social media amongst my left-leaning friends that really bothers me. And that is how for months they've been posting these memes about Kyle Rittenhouse and all this stuff. But Darrell Brooks, it's a radio silence about him, And this hypocrisy is something that I noticed last year with the BLM protests right after you were supposed to, stay at home. And then they were criticizing people for protesting the lockdowns. And then all of a sudden, no, you can go outside with a bunch of other people. Well, the virus doesn't go to Black Lives Matter protests, but they just go to the Trump protests. Yeah, the MAGA people protests. Yeah, and I'm no fan of Trump, and I'm no fan of the right wing in general in many ways, but it's like the hypocrisy is just disgusting. So radio silence, nobody talking about this on social media about the guy. And the few people that did post memes about him and, articles about him that I noticed were, ostensibly right-leaning or, more libertarian or, loosely independent kind of people that were posting stuff about him. I decided to stop talking about politics on Facebook. I have this Twitter account that I have, and I guess you call it sort of ostensibly a troll account. It's my only Twitter that I've had. I haven't really done much on Twitter but politics, so it's like this weird schizophrenic thing where I'm on Facebook and I know all these people and I'm stopped talking about politics for the most part. And then on Twitter, I'm talking about it all the time, and been trying to get some stuff done on Twitter, I'll just say. So it's really glaring that these people that and there's been some people on the left that have defended Darrell Brooks too, made these snarky remarks about him and versus Kyle Rittenhouse. It's like, okay, well, the body count amongst Darrell Brooks is way worse, and he wasn't defending himself. It was an unprovoked attack. And I don't think that necessarily that Kyle Rittenhouse should have been in that protest or whatever. People say think he's a racist because MSDNC brainwashed them and they didn't do the research to figure out that he wasn't necessarily one. Just because he posed with some whatever group of people or whatever. You have the politicians posing with known communists that were despots, in their own country. So who's right or who's wrong? The fascists or the communists? They're both fucked, So this is really ridiculous, but I've just noticed this hypocrisy, and it really makes me mad. It makes me sad. But I think the elites like this division, this divisiveness. They want the elites and the media, I should say, and they make money from it. They make money from this divisiveness and clickbait and all this stuff. And we need to stand up against this and unite as people, as human beings. Just like all these left-wing doctors that are saying, I think we shouldn't treat COVID patients if they were unvaccinated. Okay, go ahead. Where do you draw the line? I'm not getting a booster. So what are you going to do if I happen to have, get in a car accident or something and, I'm test positive, but no symptoms otherwise? You're not going to treat me? Am I an unpersoned person now? Yeah, fuck off. This is what they like, the people in power. This is what they want. They want to be in charge of this whole thing. They want to make money. They want their power, and that's the whole thing that they want. They want to see us fighting amongst ourselves, the plebs, about Kyle Rittenhouse or Darrell Brooks or whatever, they want us to see. But it's just sad that people are such hypocrites. And the last 3 years, I've seen a lot of, I thought left-leaning people were smarter than right-wing people a lot of the time. And I found out that they weren't as smart as I thought. People for years that I trusted their opinions and trusted their foresight that were wrong about so many things, and the only people that I could talk to are the people that, sometimes are the people that are actually take the time to look at different types of media, about this subject, I should say, these subjects, different types of media, different types of points of view. I have a friend that said, yeah, I look at both right-wing and left-wing media, because I want to figure out the truth, because they're both full of shit about so many things, but there's little grains of truth, put it together and you have that muffin, right? You have the muffin of the truth in the middle. So that's what you do. One of my better friends that I'm doing, probably pursuing a business opportunity with, or I have been trying to slowly do this business thing with him over the past few years, and we're going to try to actually take it a step forward in the next couple months. So, but yeah, he told me that, and it's one of the only people that I can talk about politics to at this point, because he is still kind of brainwashed by the I would use the word brainwashed, but he watches some of these people that I detest, like Stephen Colbert and CNN or Saturday Night Live. I just hate that shit nowadays, but it makes me cringe. But that's his thing, I guess. I guess he finds some of that funny, but whatever. But at least he understands where I'm coming from, and I understand where he's coming from, because we both kind of try to, by osmosis, we try to take in both sides of the equation. He had a very interesting opinion about Rittenhouse. He's like, yeah, he shouldn't have been there, and he was sort of a vigilante, but he was self-defense. What is wrong with having a nuanced opinion about these matters? Darrell Brooks, on the other hand, was a fucking plain murderer, and did it because he was probably pissed off, because of the Rittenhouse verdict, and wanted to kill Whitey, right? You can say that's stupid, and you could say this vigilante defend the bourgeoisie Rittenhouse thing's stupid too. Why does it have to be mutually exclusive with people? Why can't they just wake the fuck up and know that the elites are trying to divide us so they can take the power and the money? And that's probably the way it's always been for thousands of years, and with humanity, or whatever, 200,000 years. I think we've been more sentient than other animals, or whatever. Yeah, it's bullshit, and people need to be called out about that, And I feel bad that my left-leaning friends don't even mention Darrell Brooks. Like, oh, well, yeah, it's getting into dangerous territory there. I could make fun of Kyle Rittenhouse all day with all these stupid memes. The only meme that I liked was, I think it was an Onion article about CPAC and Kyle Rittenhouse or something like that. That was kind of funny, because that's probably true. And then people are saying that, it's stupid if he tries to give in to these right-wing interests that are trying to court him for whatever, like Matt Gaetz or whatever. That's dumb, right? But it's so dumb, these discussions, and people are so fucking brainwashed. In the past 2 years, I've been disappointed one way or after another. Early 2020, I was watching the Young Turks, and I was like, oh, I'm a progressive, and AOC is gonna get in there and change things, and Bernie's gonna win. I was such a dumbass, and I just feel so dumb and disappointed at this point. I still consider myself on the left on many things, but when it comes to the whole system, it's got to be destroyed and reformed, or reformed. And reformed, I don't know if it can be, because at this point, it's just so corrupt, so sick. So yeah, I just wanted to make a statement about the Darrell Brooks tragedy, Waukesha. People just, and it is Waukesha, not Waukesha or whatever. Sorry, I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm sorry, I can pronounce things right. So it's really dumb, and I think we need to unite against the elites, against the people that are really pushing these narratives onto us to be so divided. And there's no doubt they're trying to do that. Even though I'm disappointed with Chomsky, read Manufacturing Consent, read Matt Taibbi's work, look at all these alternative independent journalists. Even Glenn Greenwald, who's been really scrutinized lately for whatever reason. I mean, he used to be the journalist de jure for the left, and now he's like all persona non grata because he happened to go on Tucker Carlson a couple times, or he bashes Democrats, which who the fuck wouldn't at this point, So that's about all.